In this lecture, we are going to implement a logic for showing a loading indicator in our chat application whenever an HTTP request is made to the server and the response is received. Let's see how we can do that. So in the last lecture, we created this state called loader. Using this loader, we are going to show or hide a loading indicator using this show loader action or this hide loader action. And we're going to use it in a bit. But before that, let's first go ahead and let's first create a component for the loading indicator. So in the components folder, we are going to create a new file. I'm going to call it as loader.js. And let me actually make this L in lowercase. Okay. Inside this, we are going to create a component. So here I'm going to export a function and I'm going to call it as loader. And I want to keep this L in uppercase. And I also want to export it as default. Okay, or what I can do is I can simply write this statement here. So I want to export default loader component. All right, and inside this function for now, let me go ahead and let me return a paragraph element, and here let's say loading. Okay, let's save the changes. Now we want to use this loader component in our app.js file, maybe just after this toaster. So here I'm going to use that loader, and to use this loader we also need to import it from this loader.js file. With this, if I save the changes and if we go to the web page, there you can see this message loading. Now instead of showing this loading message, what I want is I want to show an actual loading indicator, and for that I have written some HTML and CSS. So again, I will share this HTML and CSS for this loader with this video. I'll attach it with this video and you can download it and use it. So let me go ahead and let me copy this JSX. Let's go back to VS Code and let's go to loader.js file, this loader component. And from there, we want to return some JSX. So let me go and let me add that JSX here. Let's save the changes. Now, as you can see on these divs, we are also using some CSS classes. So let's go ahead and let's grab those CSS classes here. So I'll copy it from here. Let's go to VS Code. Let's go to index.css file. Let's scroll down. And here, let's add the CSS for the loading indicator. Okay, so you can go through this CSS by your own. There is nothing complex here. Let me simply save this file. Let's go to the web page. And this is how the loading indicator will look like. Okay, now currently this loading indicator will be displayed always. But I don't want to display this loading indicator always. I only want to display this loading indicator based on some condition. So what we are going to do is, let's go back to VS Code. Let me close this index.css here. And let's go to app.js where we are using this loader component. And there, what we are going to do is, first of all, we are going to import the loader reducer from this store. So from this store, we are exporting this store, and in that store, we have this reducer called loader reducer. So we want to get access to this loader reducer. For that, let's go to app.js, and there, before this return statement, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use selector, and in order to use this use selector, we also need to import it from React Redux. So that has been imported here, and here we need to pass the name of the reducer which we want to access here. For that, we can say state. We can use this arrow function syntax, and we can say state dot, and on this one we have loader reducer, right? So this state, it is basically going to be this reducer. Okay, and on that reducer we have this property called loader reducer, so we want to access that. And let's go ahead and let's assign it to a variable, and let's simply call it as loader. So what is the value of this loader reducer initially? If I go to this loader slice, there the initial value for that loader state is false. So initially this loader will be false. And when this loader is false, at that time we don't want to display this loader component. And when this loader is true, then we want to display this loader component. So here, let me go ahead and let me use this loader. So here we are going to use an expression, a JavaScript expression. For that, we are going to use a set of curly braces like this. And inside that, we are going to use this loader variable. And after that, we are going to use this AND operator. So if you know how this AND operator works, the AND operator returns the last truthy value if all its operands are true. Otherwise, it returns the first falsy value. So in this case, if the loader is false, it is going to return this loader, and this component will not be executed. But if this loader is true, then it is also going to check the second operand. So this will be a truthy value. So in that case, both the operands are truthy value. So the last truthy value will be returned. So in this case, this loader component will be returned and it will be rendered in the web page. So now if I go to the web page, you will see that now that loading indicator is not being displayed. But if I use this not operator here, in that case, initially this loader is false. Then here, this will become true. And in that case, both the operands are true. So this truthy value will be returned. The last truthy value will be returned. In this case, this loader component will be returned and it will be rendered in the UI. So now you can see that loading indicator. Okay. All right. Now, when do we want to set the value of this loader to true? We want to set the value of this loader to true whenever we are going to make a request, and we want to set its value to false again when we have received the response. All right. So we don't need to do any changes in app.js now. Now we are making requests from our signup component and login component. So let's go to login component first. There, here we are making a request by calling this login user function. So before we are calling this function, before we are making a request, we want to show the loading indicator. And after we have received the response, we want to hide the loading indicator. And for that, what we are going to do is, here we are going to create a variable. Let's call it dispatch. And here we are going to call this use dispatch. And to use this use dispatch, we need to import it from React Redux. Okay. And using this dispatch, we can call the actions. On this loader slice, we have this show loader action, which is going to set the value of loader to true. And we have this hide loader action, which is going to set the value of loader to false. Right. So we can call these actions. And that's what we are going to do here. So before we are making the request, I'm going to call the dispatch. So this dispatch is a function. To that, we are going to pass show loader. And in order to use the show loader, we are going to import it from loader slice. Because if I go to loader slice, here you can see we are exporting this show loader and hide loader. So that we have imported the show loader here. Okay, so here we want to show the loading indicator before the request is sent, and we want to hide the loading indicator after we have received the response. So here I'm going to pass hide loader. And again, in order to use this hide loader, we need to import it from loader slice. Okay, let's save the changes. And then we also want to hide the loader in case if some error has occurred. So if some error has occurred, we don't want to keep on showing the loading indicator. So we are also going to add it in the catch block. Okay, so at the top, let me go ahead and let me add hide loader. Let's save the changes. Now let's go ahead and let's do the same thing in sign up also. So let's go to index.js. There, first of all, let me go ahead and let me call the dispatcher. So for that, let's create a variable. Let's call it dispatch. And here we are going to use dispatch. And to use this use dispatch, we need to import it from React Redux. All right. Now, before we are sending the request, we are going to call that dispatch. And there we are going to pass show loader. So again, in order to use this show loader, we are going to import it from loader slice. And we need to call it. Okay. And then after this response, we are going to call hide loader. And let's also call this hide loader using this dispatch in the catch block. So if something goes wrong, if there is some error, then also we want to hide the loading indicator. With this, let's save the changes. Let's go to our application, and in the sign up index.js, we have this error hide loader because I think we have not imported it. So we are importing the show loader, but not the hide loader. Let's save the changes now. Let's go to our application. Let's also quickly check if there is any error while compiling our React application. So our React application has been compiled successfully. Now let's check if the loading indicators are being displayed or not. So let me go to the login page, and there let me go ahead and let me log in using John's account. Let's specify the password, which is test1234. If I click on this login button, a request will be sent, and as you can see, there is some error. It says cannot read property loader on boolean false. And where do we have this error? Let's open developer console, and here we can say cannot create property loader on boolean false. This is in loader slice.js line number 8. Let's go to loader slice.js, and we have the error at line number 8. So basically it says that this state is false, and on that we are trying to create a loader property. Now why is that? That's because this initial state, it is actually a object. Okay, and in that object we need to create the property which is loader. Okay, if I save the changes, let's quickly check if we still have the error. So let me refresh the page. Now for some reason this loading indicator is always being displayed. Let's see what is the problem. So let's go to app.js. There we are getting the loader. All right, if I go to the state, this loader is a property of an object. So here we should be wrapping it within curly braces like this, because here we are doing object destructuring. Okay, so whatever value is assigned to this loader property, we want to assign that value to this loader variable. So let's save the changes here, and let's see if we still have that issue. All right, so that issue is gone now. Now let's try to log in using John Smith account, and let's hope that everything will work properly now. Let's specify the password. And when I click on this login button, you see it is showing the loading indicator. And once we are logged in, once we have the response, we have been redirected to the home page. In the same way, let's go to sign up page. There, let's try to create a test user. When I click on this sign up button, first it should show a loading indicator. And once the user is signed up, once the user is created, and once we have received the response, it should hide that loading indicator. Finally, what we also want to do is, in the protected route also, we are making an API call. So using this get logged in user function, we are making an API call. So here also, we are going to create this dispatch, and we are going to use this use dispatch. And let's go and let's use this dispatch before and after we are making a request here. So here we are going to call show loader, and to use this show loader, we need to import it. And in the same way, after we have received the response, let's call hide loader. Let's call it. Let's do the same thing in the catch block also. Let's save the changes. Let's go to our application. Let me go to login page first, and let's check one negative scenario. So let's say I try to log in a user with which we don't have an account. So for example, if I type johnsmith1@gmail.com, with this email ID, we don't have any user in our database. So if I click on this login button, we have this loading indicator and an error has occurred and it says user does not exist and the loading indicator has been hidden. Now let me log in with the proper email address. So if I click on this login button, it should take us to the home page, and in the home page also now it is displaying the loading indicator. But here we have received the response. So after receiving the response, it should stop this loading indicator, right? But that is not the case here. If I open developer console here, and if we go to the network tab, you will see that it is continuously sending this request. Okay. And because of that, this loading indicator is keep on running. All right, so let's try to fix this issue in our next lecture. I don't want to make this lecture any more lengthier. So in the next lecture, I will find out what is the issue and we will have a fix. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.